If you're looking for a set of headlights that will transform the look and the functionality of the front end of your 2014 through 2015 Silverado 1500, these Raxam CRXR Series V2 LED projector headlights with the black trim, black housing, and clear lens will be a set that you'll want to check out. Now, this set of headlights will be great if you are struggling with lighting performance from your current set of headlights and need a boost in visibility when driving at night, but also you're tired of looking at the underwhelming factory design. Now, these will completely change that, bringing a modern look and an aggressive feel to the table with the gloss black accents and the high-performing full LED design if you want to invest in a premium set of headlights to make your build 10 times better. Now, these will feature an all-black appearance with the standard Silverado headlight trim and the darker housing on the inside, matching very well with other black accents that you may already have on the truck. But the best part is that clear lens on the front is going to allow for 100% illumination, so you are getting all of that lighting performance while still getting that darker look, unlike the smoke lens that can take a little bit away from that lighting performance. Now, what's offering the bright lighting is the large dual projector lenses and efficient LEDs backing them, creating a consistent and very full beam pattern to light up the road in front of you, including the sides of the beams, unlike a more scattered incandescent that can kind of taper off in lighting towards the sides. These are also going to have a sharp cutoff line to help when it comes to reflection and any harsh glare, ultimately improving your visibility tenfold. Now, the bright white dual DRL will offer a huge improvement to the styling here, will allow your truck to stay noticed much easier on the road for other drivers, which is going to turn some heads, but also keep you a little bit safer. Now, the outer part of these headlights, these are going to feature an amber LED turn signal and marker light, very similar to the factory placement, just with a big upgrade in the lighting and the look. Now, these trim pieces will also be customizable. If you don't necessarily want to keep the black, you can paint these because of their build with the right prime, prep, and paint process. So if you'd like to customize these further, this set of headlights will allow you that choice. Now, these will have a well-built construction with an ABS plastic housing for a majority of the build, as well as the trim, being resilient and molded to factory spec for a direct fit replacement. The lens is going to be made of an impact-resistant polycarbonate material, and to further the protection or the lifespan, should I say, on the lens, they will be UV coated to prevent any yellowing or oxidation over time, so you can keep this look for years to come. The housing and lens will also be weather sealed for full protection to the LEDs on the inside. The LEDs are going to be maintenance free and very long lasting, so you're not going to have to worry about replacing a bulb like you would with a halogen light. And these headlights will be DOT and SAE compliant, so you can keep a peace of mind when adding these to your build. These are also going to be completely plug and play. You do get a wiring harness with a fuse tap for those DRLs. And again, these are going to be a direct bolt-in replacement, making install hassle-free. Now, these are about $1,300, which will put these on the higher end of the spectrum when it comes to the price compared to the rest of the headlights in the category, but what I can say is that you definitely are getting what you pay for here. Now, these no doubt are going to have a high quality build, especially when it comes down to those smaller details like the UV coating that may not sound like a big deal now, but it definitely will be a couple years down the road when they still look the same. Now, these will also have exceptional lighting performance, a huge increase over the factory lights, and will take on that darker approach if you're specifically looking for a luxury style headlight that will have more of that blacked out appearance to them, with the option to customize it or paint match it if you'd like. Now, these will also surprisingly save you a couple bucks compared to some of the priciest choices in the category. So if you are looking for luxury lighting, you want to save a few bucks and are specifically looking for a well-built set of headlights to black out the front of your Silverado 1500, these are going to be a great choice for you. Now, install here is completely plug and play. It's a direct bolt-in replacement, so I'm gonna give this a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking no longer than 2 hours to get the job completely finished. Now, at this point, we can head over to our shop, check out a detailed breakdown on how you can get these onto your Silverado at home, whether you're tackling this install yourself or you're just curious about the install. So that is going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
For this install, you need a ratchet, a 3/8 extension, a 10, a 7 and T20 socket, 10mm ratcheting wrench, a clip removal tool, needle nose pliers, diagonal cutters, Phillips head screwdriver, and zip ties. All right, Ted, we're gonna be installing headlights on our Silverado. First, we're gonna watch a quick video how to install the stock ones, then we'll come back here to install the new ones.
All right, first step here, we have to uninstall our factory headlights. To do that, pop your hood. We're gonna remove the radiator shroud. Now there's a bunch of these plastic black push pin clips here. What you're gonna do is take a panel removal tool. I'm gonna start with this guy here. You're just gonna pry up on the middle section. Once that's up, you don't necessarily need to take it off in 2 pieces, but once that's up, you can pull it off all together just like that. Do that for each one along the entire shroud. Now that all those clips are off, let's just lift up on the shroud and set it aside. Next up, we have to head over to the wheel well to remove this one Phillips head screw. Now the reason we're doing that is because this entire trim piece that goes along all underneath the headlights and grille has to come off. So grab a Phillips head, we're just gonna take this one screw off in each wheel well. So once you have one taken care of, repeat on the other side. And once that's off, you can start cracking that guy loose. All right, next step here, just pull that trim piece all the way off and set it aside. All right, next up, let's get our grill out of the way. Now there's 4 10mm bolts at the top, so I'm switching over to an impact gun and a deep socket, so let's get those off. All right, now on the bottom left and bottom right corners, you're gonna find another 10mm. For the grill, I'm switching over to an extension on my 10mm. All right, same thing on the other side. All right, so now we can just pull the grill off in one piece. All right, next step, let's unbolt our headlight. Now I'm working on our passenger side here. There's 2 10mm bolts up top we're gonna start with. All right, next up, behind where our grill was here, there's one more bolt at the bottom down there. All right, we have one more down here in the corner, right behind where the trim was underneath the headlight. I'm gonna use a 10mm ratcheting wrench for this guy just because it's at a tough angle. All right, so now we can just pull that straight back. And you just pinch and disconnect the harness. Just like that, set your factory light aside.
For our headlights to work properly, we just need to run our harness. So we have our fuse tap, which we're gonna tap into the fuse box here. Then we have our first connector, which will come out where the driver's side harness is, and the longer one that will run across to go to the passenger side. So we're just gonna run this through here for right now. Then we're gonna tap into our fuse box here. So we're gonna open our fuse box just by releasing these 2 tabs in the front, lifting up. Now the fuse we're gonna remove is the spot 39 fuse, which is this 10 amp fuse right here. So we're gonna use our needle nose pliers and pull that one out. Just set that aside for now. Going to get our fuse tap. We're going to just put that in place. Like that. That's a little bit of a tight fit, but you can make it work. Then we're just gonna put our cover back on. Just route the wire so it comes out in one of these grooves here, so it doesn't pinch it. Just like that. Now we're gonna come through here. We have our extra bunched up here. So we have our first connector that's gonna stay in the area with the factory connector. So we'll grab a zip tie, just secure that extra. Take a pair of diagonal cutters and just cut off the extra. Just like that. Then we're gonna take our second part of our wire and run it across to the passenger side. Now we're just gonna run our wire across the front. Now you can secure yours however you want. We're just gonna take a couple zip ties, we're gonna secure it to our hood release cable here. And then our wiring harness here, just wanna make sure it stays out of the way of the latch and anything that may be hot. Pull that tight, secure them, cut off the extra. And then we have our wire over here in our passenger side headlight area, which we can connect later. Now we just need to get our headlight ready for install, so we need to put our trim on first. So you'll see 4 strips of 3M tape. We're just gonna peel our protective backing off of them, like so. Then we're gonna put our trim over our headlight. You'll see 2 tabs on the outside that match with these 2 hooks here. They're gonna slide over, slide them all the way on, and then push the trim down onto the 3M tape. Now there's also 3 mounting locations at the bottom, top, and the side that we're gonna install our supplied Phillips head screws. So we will start on our side here. Grab a Phillips head screwdriver and tighten them down. Do the same thing with the other 2. Last thing we need to do to get our headlight ready is we need to swap over our bottom trim piece to our new headlight. So on the bottom you'll see 2 T20 screws. We'll grab our ratchet and socket, take those out. Put our headlight aside. Just gonna line up our trim on our new headlight. Line up our screws. Grab our ratchet and tighten them down. Once you have this headlight all done, you go to repeat those same steps for the trim and the bracket on the other headlight. Now we're ready to install our headlight, but we just need to plug in our 2 harnesses. First, before we do that, you'll see a connector on the back of the headlight that is already connected. Now this is to operate the function of the headlights. Leaving it plugged in will be a normal turn signal. Unplugging it will turn it into a sequential. We're gonna leave ours unplugged for right now to have sequential. But we just need to plug in our 2 harnesses. We have our main factory harness, and then our small 1-pin harness that we installed earlier. Then we can put our headlight into position and install our mounting bolts. All right, so we're just gonna thread our bolts in now, keep them loose until we get them all installed. We got 2 up top, 1 at the bottom inside, and then 1 on the outside here. We're gonna get our ratchet with our extension and 10mm socket and tighten them all down. We're gonna start with our top here, tighten this one down. And then this one. And we have our bottom one on the inside of our headlight. And we're gonna take our 10mm ratcheting wrench and tighten our one down on the outside here. Once you have all of these tightened, you can go to do the same thing for the other headlight. Next, we're gonna reinstall our grille. So we're gonna put that into place. Then we can reinstall our 4 10mm bolts at the top. Thread them into place and get our ratchet and tighten them down. So we'll grab our ratchet and 10mm socket and tighten them down. While we're here, we can reinstall our rad cover. Get that into place. Then we can reinstall all of our push clips that we took out. So we're gonna come down to the bottom of our grill and install our bolt down here. So we're gonna grab our ratchet, extension, 10mm socket, and tighten that down. Go ahead and do the same thing on the other side of the grill. We can now reinstall our lower trim piece. So just line that up. Give it a good tap to get in place. And we can reinstall our hardware in our wheel well. We just have our hardware in our wheel well now. Now you might have taken out a Phillips head screw. We took out a 7mm screw on ours, so you just need to grab whatever tool you need. Just gonna thread ours in. Grab our ratchet and 7mm socket and tighten that down. Just go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. And that wraps up our install of our Raxium CXR Series V2 LED projector headlights with black trim, black housing, and a clear lens for our 2014 to 2015 Silverado 1500. And remember, for everything Silverado, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.